Ever wish that you could take a trip back in time to see what your life would be like in another era? Well, get ready, because the journey begins now. Today we're going back to the 1950s. It is a time of prosperity. The hardships of the Great Depression are a fading memory. World War II is finally over. Americans have extra money in their pockets for the first time in years. And for many, there is a sense that life is just getting better and better. In homes across America, dazzling appliances are making life more convenient, like the dishwasher and the microwave. But the real star of American homes? The television. By the end of the decade, most U.S. homes have one. Every day after school, you watch American Bandstand. You want to be just like the teens on the show, who dance to a rowdy new kind of music called rock and roll. They bop and swing to the sound of rock and rollers like Buddy Holly and Chuck Berry. When you're not watching TV, you're playing with your hula hoop in the backyard, or reading 3D comic books. Maybe your dad will take you to a Brooklyn Dodgers game. You might get to see Jackie Robinson, the first African American to play Major League Baseball. Your dad says he's making history. Hungry? Grab a burger at a cool new restaurant called McDonald's. Delicious. Across the country, families are chasing this new American dream. The golden promise that with hard work and determination, you can achieve anything you want. But America is far from perfect. In fact, something deeply shameful is happening: segregation. Segregation is a racist practice designed to keep Black Americans from participating equally in society. In the South, segregation is the law of the land. Black Americans are forced to stay in different hotels, wait in different train stations, and go to separate movie theaters. To vote, they have to take an impossible test or pay an outrageous tax. In the North, though segregation is against the law, racism and discrimination are still widespread. But things are about to change. A movement is growing, a movement that will forever change the landscape of America. In Alabama, Rosa Parks refuses to give up her seat on a bus for a white person and is arrested. The saga captures the whole country's attention. In 1954, the Supreme Court rules that segregation in America's public schools is illegal. Many Southerners ignore the court's ruling, or worse, fight it with violence and intimidation. But a preacher from Georgia, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., urges Black and white Americans to be brave, to stay strong, and to protest peacefully for change.
We will continue to protest in the same spirit of love and nonviolence and passive resistance.
Dr. King's words inspire the country. He quickly emerges as a leader of what becomes known as the Civil Rights Movement, a series of demonstrations, boycotts, sit-ins, and marches across the U.S., all designed to fight for equality. Over a decade will pass before racial segregation and discrimination are officially outlawed. But in the 1950s, the strength, grit, and courage of civil rights heroes like Dr. King and Rosa Parks has inspired hope for a better tomorrow. Now open your issue of Scope to read about a teen hero of the civil rights movement, Barbara Posey.